Hello there, beautiful souls. So today we have a pick a card reading on who you are meant to be in this lifetime. So we have 3 piles to choose from. The first pile has this shell bracelet here. The second pile has this lava stone bracelet with chakra beads. And the third pile has this onyx bracelet. Go ahead and choose your pile. Timestamps are down below, and I will see you in a moment. See you soon. Hello, my beautiful souls who chose pile number 1 with this shell bracelet. We are going to find out who you are meant to be in this lifetime. Pile number 1, who are you meant to be in this lifetime? Pile number 1, who are you meant to be in this lifetime? 7 of Voices. Pile number 1, who are you meant to be in this lifetime? Ooh, I heard the word clever. And we've got the 5 of Materials in reverse. Pile number 1, who are you meant to be in this lifetime? The Emperor in reverse. Pile number 1, who are you meant to be in this lifetime? The Muse of Inspiration, which is the King of Wands in traditional tarot. The 4 of Emotions, or the 4 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so I'm getting a bit of a story here. Alright, so in this lifetime, I'm hearing that you were meant to overcome challenges. So this is a lifetime for you where you were meant to start at the bottom, sort of work your way up to the top. I heard the words rags to riches. So some of you guys may have came from families that didn't have very much money, didn't have a lot to offer you. For some of you, this is in the form of an abusive family as well, or just a life that really wasn't the greatest starting out in childhood. I'm seeing that some of you guys were also bullied, so that could have been a theme in your early life, or victims of gossip, or just harsh words, things that were meant to degrade you or make you feel bad. Yeah, I'm seeing that a lot of you guys did hear a lot of sort of harsh things about yourself growing up, and didn't really feel accepted or like you belonged. But you are definitely meant to overcome this. You may have gotten to a place in your life where you found it hard to keep going, where you're starting to feel very exhausted, very burdened. It was very hard for you to see sort of the bright, happy side of your life or anything good in your life at all. You definitely felt like other people were given better opportunities than you or more opportunities than you, and it didn't really matter what you did, your life just couldn't play out for you. But what I'm seeing is that what you were meant to get from this experience was that you're actually meant to be a very good leader. You're meant to lead in this lifetime, and you're meant to lead in a very compassionate way. So they don't want you to be the typical authoritarian, commanding type leader. They want you to be the type of leader, you were meant to be the type of leader that really gets people and can really empathize with people and can really understand people on an intuitive level. Because you went through things where people were harsh to you, or people were cruel to you, or people were mean to you, you're going to become the type of leader who doesn't treat other people like that. You're never going to make people feel like they're small on hearing. You're never going to make them feel like they don't belong, or that they are not part of your group or part of society. In fact, for you, you have a very big group and a very big community, and you will be including everybody in that. Yeah, I'm seeing that you were meant to lead with compassion, that you would be very, very good at that, and that's why you had to go through some of these things. Because a lot of people, you know, who are meant to be leaders or who become leaders, when they're thrown into it from a background that is more stable or more encouraging, or just like boost their confidence a whole lot, sometimes those type of leaders can find it hard to empathize with people who are not in the position of them. So, for example, someone growing up in a stable household can sometimes have a hard time empathizing with some of their peers when they act ways that are sort of different than themselves. So, for example, somebody who's not as social as another person. So, one person might have came from a very empathetic, very sociable, very loud, very charismatic household, and they might just easily become friends with everybody. But then when it comes to that person who's shy, who's held back, who's withdrawn, they may have a very hard time empathizing with that person and just simply come up with the belief that that person's not trying, that that person doesn't care, that that person doesn't like people, instead of empathizing with the fact that they may have not grown up in the same environment as them. Their environment may have been more quiet. They may just may be a more quiet person naturally. Million different reasons why someone might become quiet and withdrawn, including, you know, just hearing a lot of criticism growing up and wanting to hold themselves back from other people. But somebody who's grown up in a stable environment may not understand that on such an intuitive level, and it may be very difficult for them to try to empathize with that person, even if they haven't experienced it themselves. I'm also seeing that you can play devil's advocate a little bit too, in where because you went through these things where things didn't go so well, you may have fallen into the place of, like the phrase says, hurt people. So at times, and everybody's done it throughout their life, but at times maybe you heard something that was harsh about yourself, and you went and then said something harsh to somebody else at one point in your life, for example. But because you had that experience, it's not to make you feel guilty, it's not to make you feel bad about yourself or make you into this bad person at all. It's to say that because you experienced doing that, you can now empathize with people and say, what was I thinking in that moment where I said that harsh thing? I was thinking this. So if I'm trying to help somebody who's saying a lot of harsh things to other people and I want that to stop in the world, what would help that? And you're going to understand what will actually help so much better because you experience doing it as well. I'm seeing, that you are meant to very much learn from your experiences, because you're meant to be a very compassionate leader. You're meant to be empathetic for all sorts of people, not just those who are doing amazing and well and helping others, but everyone. I'm hearing that you are meant to do that. Let's find out a little bit more information about who you're meant to be in this life. Find out more information about who you're meant to be in this life. We got physical body. Oh wow, that's a completely different message. So you are meant to be very healthy in this lifetime. You're meant to be very fit, I'm hearing, in whatever way that works for you. It's the amount of fitness that would make you feel good is what I'm hearing. Very, very much into healthy eating, clean eating. I heard intuitive eating. Very much into eating natural foods, possibly organic foods, possibly vegan foods. Something about your diet. You're definitely meant to be eating a clean diet. I also heard plant-based. I'm hearing that you're really meant to feel good about yourself and your body in this lifetime. We got creativity. Okay, so you're meant to be very creative. Definitely have a different creative perspective on things. So I'm seeing that you are going to be very good at out-of-the-box problem solving, really understanding things from a very unique and different perspective. I'm hearing as well with the things that happened in your past. Ooh, I also heard taking your past and turning it into a creative project might resonate with some of you guys. So we know a lot of songwriters, grew up and had harsh lives and were then able to write it into some of the best songs you've ever heard. And that is just one area of something that could resonate with you. Maybe you paint, maybe you do some kind of art, maybe you write poetry, some kind of outlet that you use to sort of get past your past or to communicate with others so that they can change their ways or change the world in some way. See what else. We got new life, Divine Mother. So you are meant to be very nurturing, very caring, like a mother-like figure to a lot of people, I'm hearing. I'm also hearing that you were meant to get past whatever hardship that you went through, and you're meant to be your own mother. So you're meant to nurture yourself, to really heal yourself, to go through that, so that you are then a beacon of light and very nurturing to those around you. Definitely really getting those empath vibes where you're going to be extremely empathetic to people around you because you get it. You're going to be just a very caring, very kind person you are meant to be. You got deep breathing. So I'm hearing that you're going to be a very calm person. You're meant to be a very calm person. And I'm hearing, so some of you guys have actually dealt with anxiety as well, or even depression, and might actually benefit from using breath work in order to sort of heal that. But you're really meant to get out of this, get yourself to a very zen place. I'm really seeing that you were meant to be a model for other people, a role model, to show that they can get out of something that is difficult and hard and come out the other side even better because of it. You also got dream journal. So let's say, are you sleeping? I'm seeing that some of these problems or things that you are going through, you might actually have dreams about them or about the things that you are meant to do. So I'm seeing that if you have like past traumas or past things that you've dealt with that were very hard for you, you might actually be having dreams about them in the present moment to help you solve them, to help you heal from them, and to help you learn from them and put them into place in the present moment. I'm seeing that you are a person who is meant to learn from your dreams. And that your spirits and guides do talk to you from your dreams. So maybe you're meant to be very spiritual or very connected with your dreams in some way. I'm going to clarify that. Let's clarify a little bit more about this dream message. Let's find out a little bit more about this dream message. We have appreciation and loss. So I think your dreams are sometimes a symbol to show you how far you've come, so that you're more appreciative and more in a state of gratitude in the present moment. I'm seeing that you may have gone through some losses in your life and some trials and tribulations. And when you have those dreams that sort of bring you back to that place and to show you and remind you of those places you've been, it sort of helps you realize how far you've came, because I'm hearing that you've done a lot of self-work. You've really put a lot of effort into walking in a new direction, into creating a new life for yourself. And that when you have those dreams that bring you back to that place, it just reminds you how far you've came. It reminds you of how much you've went through. It reminds you of how strong you are and how powerful you really are. So I'm really seeing that you are meant to lead, and you really need the confidence to go forward with it and to understand just how much you've gone through and how you've came out the other end just amazing from it. Okay, what else? Who are you meant to be in this lifetime? Who are you meant to be in this lifetime? Okay, I got soul family, an inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. This one says, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Yeah, so I'm seeing for some of you guys, your family dynamics growing up were definitely hectic and challenging, and that in this lifetime, you were meant to get through that, and you're meant to, I heard create your own family, but that doesn't necessarily have to mean having children. It could be, but it could also be simply finding people that you connect with on a soul and intuitive level. But you're meant to find your own people and to find the people that you really do feel connected with, and to create that for yourself, and to create a new life for yourself, and create a better life for yourself if that's the case where your childhood was challenging. Oh, I'm also seeing that you are meant to really connect with all people from all walks of life as well, that you're very good with connecting with people. Again, you seem very good at empathizing with people and understanding sort of all sides of the coin. Yeah, I'm seeing that you're very much meant to understand people and care for people almost like a mother that they didn't have. I'm seeing that you spread love wherever you go, and that's the person that you're meant to be, and that it's going to be very easy and very in flow for you to actually create friendships and create bonds. Once you get to this place, if you're not there already, it's going to be very easy for you to create bonds and create friendships and create your own family, and you're going to sort of feel like family with everyone, and just a very caring, generous person I'm seeing here. Seeing that, yeah, you're very much meant to be very heart chakra centered. You're meant to have a very bright, very loud heart chakra, and that, yeah, you're really meant to empathize and really get people. I'm seeing you're really meant to care for them. I'm seeing that, yeah, you're the type of person who doesn't matter what a person's been through, what a person's gone through, what their past is, what it is that's different about them. You just appreciate them no matter what. I'm seeing you're really meant to be that person who just really can see people in their best light. Yeah, I'm seeing that even those who are different than you, even those who don't have the same opinion as you, even those who seem to be doing things that are questionable to you, if you find that, then you'll still love them and accept them anyways. You're not going to be judging them. You're not going to be putting them down. You're just meant to love them and care for them anyways. I'm not seeing that you allow people to treat you badly in any way, but it just seems that you're always spreading love anyways, and that you're always caring for people anyways. Let's find out a little bit more information. Got women holding a heart. Yeah, such a nurturing, such a kind-hearted energy I'm seeing here. You're really just meant to be such a kind, sweet person. Healer of the ages. Absolutely, big empath vibes here. You were meant to heal and then help others heal. That's for certain. You're definitely meant to be a light for people too. I heard home vibes too. I'm hearing that you're the person who even when people are going through bad things and are sort of just uncomfortable in their life or going through those hardships, you just make them feel good and very at home and very just at peace. You guys might not even be the types who say that much. It might just be your presence, but you're very much the person who's going to give someone a hug and just make them feel better about their day. Yeah, you're very much just so loving, such loving people. It's really beautiful energy. You also got 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel. So I'm seeing, yeah, you definitely heal with your words as well, and you say very sweet, very nice things to people. I'm hearing that you're very good at telling people what they need to hear in the moment. Yeah, you're very good at, yeah, you just know exactly what to say, I'm seeing. Let's see, let's get one last final message for pile number 1. One last final message for pile number 1 on who they're meant to be in this lifetime. We have Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? Really getting those repeat messages. So I think we're definitely done with this message. But as your final message, again, Spirit just really wants to say that you're meant to be a mother for other people. And it doesn't have to be you know, for some of you guys, it is having kids and starting your own family. It really is. It's finding true love. It's making a family. It's being that amazing mother that maybe you feel like you didn't have, or just creating a family dynamic that you don't feel like you have. Yeah, very nurturing people here. But also, if that doesn't resonate with you and you don't want to have a family, or you, yeah, if that doesn't resonate with you and you don't want to have a family, then it could absolutely you being a mother to other people, you being very nurturing and caring to other people, you being like the group mom in the friend group, or you just being super nurturing and caring. I'm seeing. Okay, I hope you guys liked that message for who you were meant to be. Bye now. Hello there, beautiful souls who chose pile number 2 with this lava stone bracelet with the chakra beads on it. Let's find out, who are you meant to be in this lifetime? Who are you meant to be in this lifetime? Okay. We got release, the end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. The star, happy times make positive, optimistic, long-term plans on the right path. And renewal. Review and evaluate, favorable assessment of the facts, time to move in a new direction. Okay, 3 major arcana cards. This one's going to be a big one. Okay. So I'm seeing you're definitely meant to let something go in this lifetime. You're meant to let go of. Okay, so I'm seeing that you're meant to let go of any masks or any personas or any way in which that you are acting or behaving that is not your truest self. I'm seeing that you may be in a situation or may have been in a situation in this life where you felt like you didn't belong in a group of people. So you may have had to try to be sort of a different person to fit in with them. I'm seeing that some of you guys are actually very good at doing that too. I'm seeing that some of you guys may have actually changed yourself to fit in such a way that you might actually be having a hard time differentiating between your truest self and the person that you became in order to fit in. But I'm seeing that a big part of your life is to figure out who your truest self is and to be your truest self. I'm seeing that some of you guys are also the type of people who sort of jumps from people to people and is sort of a different person every single time. Like I said, very good chameleons in this group. I'm definitely seeing that some of you guys are just very good at molding to what other people want you to be instead of just being your truest self all the time. Yeah, I just heard LGBTQ as well. So some of you guys may have felt like you had to hide your gender identity for a really long time. But also even just who you're attracted to as well, if you feel like you're a part of that community in a different group. Yeah, so some of you guys, it just really felt like you just did not belong wherever you were and didn't fit in with people, and you had to be someone that you weren't, and you had to wear a mask, and some of you guys were very conscious and aware of this. Some of you guys have been doing it for so long that you have no idea that you're still doing it. But your goal for this lifetime, or what you're meant to be in this lifetime, is your truest self. Because I'm seeing that your true self is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at this beautiful star card. She is glowing, and she's got so much beautiful colors around her, and yeah, she's just absolutely beautiful. She does not blend in with her background at all, but she stands out in such a beautiful way, and I'm seeing that you guys are definitely meant to stand out and be your true self, because it is beautiful. It is something that we certainly need more of in this world. Yeah, I'm seeing that you guys will go through a big transformation, and that is a very important part of who you're meant to be. You're meant to go through a big transformation in which you become a total different person than who you previously were, but it's actually your most true self, and it's just a version of yourself that you've been hiding. It's beautiful. Okay, let's find out more. Let's find out more about who is pile 2 meant to be in this lifetime. Who's pile 2 meant to be? We have devotion, nature, spirits. Ooh, you are meant to be very connected with spirituality or God, if that's what you believe in, or your religion, if you have a religion. But you're very much meant to be connected to spirit, to nature. Yeah, you're meant to feel definitely very, very spiritual people. You're meant to be. We also got discontent, muses. Okay, so I'm seeing part of who your old self may have been, or your person that you don't feel like you, or who the person that's not your truest self, because I know some of you guys are actually figuring it out, like who is this not truest self version of me? So that person is somebody who doesn't feel comfortable with their creativity. They feel blocked a lot when they try to be creative, or they feel like they're not creative, or they feel very bored in their life. So any area of your life where you feel bored in, or you feel like you can't be creative, or you feel like you wouldn't be accepted if you were very creative in that environment, I'm seeing that that is the part of yourself that's not your truest self. So I'm hearing that some of you guys actually feel like you're very logical, very by the book, not very creative, and you actually are very creative people who actually do have a lot of magic and color to add to this world. And honestly, feeling the energy of this pile, I can't even imagine the idea that you don't think you're creative, because you seem very creative and very, yeah, definitely capable of imagination and thinking outside the box. So if you're not doing that, that part of yourself is probably not your truest self. Maybe some of you guys have tried to like dim to fit in, where you've tried not to be creative. You've tried to really just follow the rules and really just do what other people expected of you. I'm hearing like people who became doctors instead of being an artist because that wasn't practical. Things like that might be part of your life path. Yeah, I heard dance like nobody's watching, so some of you guys wanted to be dancers and just never felt like you were able to do that. Or maybe you're like, you really love dancing, but people, and I hate when people do this, but people like really want to say, this is what good dancing is. And for you, like good dancing is just moving your body. It doesn't matter if you're following the rhythm perfectly. It doesn't matter if you're doing what the newest pop artist does in her music video. You just move and you feel the music, and that's what you like to do with dancing, even if it looks absolutely ridiculous to another person. And maybe that's a part of yourself you haven't felt like you've been able to share with the world. Like, I can't just dance. Maybe you'd like to dance out in public and people are like, what are you doing? We're just going about our day. You shouldn't be dancing here. But you're the type of person who would love to do that, but you feel like you have to hold yourself back. And you are meant to be the most freest person. Like, you are meant to be the person who absolutely will walk out into public and start busting a move to no music at all. It doesn't matter. You're just moving your body. Why not? People can think whatever they want about you. You're just going to be your truest self because you like to, because you have fun doing that, because you feel connected doing that. We also got decisions. Yeah, so you're definitely meant to make a big decision in this lifetime. I'm seeing that you may have people around you or family who have really tried to make your decisions for you. They've really tried to say, this is who you're supposed to be this. And they've really got you, stuck in your mentality where you feel like you need to be what other people want you to be. I'm seeing that this probably could have started like right from childhood, when you literally just like were way too small to even make your own decisions and stick up for yourself, and just end up being like forced into being things that you weren't. And now you're in a habit of being that because it's literally been a whole life thing of you following your parents' lead. Yeah, I'm seeing that you weren't able to be your truest self, that you had to be what other people wanted you to be for sure, and that you need to make the decision to be your truest self now. Let's see what else. Despair, nature spirit. So that's the second nature spirit message. So some of you guys would really benefit from going outside, I'm seeing, and spending more time in nature. Some of you guys are very connected to nature and being outside as well. Maybe right now you guys work like more 9-to-5 desk jobs or work in a building in some way. But that spending more time outside, you're actually meant to be doing something that does involve nature and being outside and enjoying some fresh air. That's for some of you guys. For others of you, you guys would just benefit from going outside in general, doing more walks, connecting with nature, watching spiritual signs I'm seeing as well, and connecting to your spirit guides, because there are signs coming to you that are more specific to you that you will see. So examples are like, seeing birds and realizing like that seeing a big bird up in the air could mean you need to have a higher perspective on things, or seeing a rabbit can be a sign of abundance, or for some people a sign of anxiety, or people have different meanings for different things, but you'll find the meaning that is for you. Okay, we also got business Venus. Yeah, you're meant to do something that really lights up your heart. Seeing that your career could use an adjustment too, if you're not currently doing something that, if you're not doing something that you currently feel like you really truly love. You're meant to be putting love into your work. So if you're a chef, you're meant to be cooking with love. If you're a teacher, then you're meant to feel love and passion for the students that you work with, and you're meant to want to help them learn and improve every day. You're supposed to be passionate and love the things that you're doing in your career. Okay, so next, because some of you guys are wondering sort of what's your true self versus what's just the mask that you're wearing, or the sort of unauthentic self that you've became, since some of you guys are working on figuring out the difference, I'm going to ask Spirit, what is it that's not yourself? So what is it that's not yourself? And you got Queen of Water. Tender-hearted, empathic, patient, loving. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. I'm seeing that the truest version of yourself is not somebody who overgives to the point of depleting themselves. There's somebody who doesn't empty their own cup in order to fill somebody else's. There's somebody who knows how to put their own needs first and to then take care of other people after. I'm seeing that you guys may have grown up in a family where you may have grown up in a family that was very generous, very giving, and it sort of became the expectation growing up, where you were taught that you needed to be very generous and giving too, but that possibly, like, growing up, even in your family dynamic, that it was to an over-giving state, to a point where, like, they were feeling depleted and they were feeling low on energy because they were giving so much, almost an extreme sense of givers. So that's one scenario I'm seeing. Another scenario I'm seeing is that it also could be that you had family members who wanted you to be this way because they were constantly taking from you, so they wanted you to give to them in order to sort of fill up their own cup and make them feel good and make them feel fulfilled, and they felt like they needed you to give to them all the time, so kind of like a codependency type relationship. This can also be in the present moment as well. It's possible that currently you have relationships around you that are very codependent, very reliant on you giving to them to the point where you feel like they need you. But really what I'm seeing is, if you want to see like what your truest self is, it's not that they're not an empathetic or caring or giving person, it's just that they don't overextend themselves. So Spirit wants you to really look at any identities you have for yourself, that you define yourself as, that where you refer to yourself as generous, a giver, empathetic, or selfless. If you look at yourself in any of those ways, it's not that they're bad things, it's not that they're not true of yourself, but they might not be as authentically you as they could be. So it could just be that family members sort of told you had to be that. Another example is that some of you guys may have felt like you had to be a good girl or a good boy, so you had to really behave yourself, follow the rules, help others all the time, care for others all the time, always put other people's needs first. It might have just been the way that you were raised, and now you're at the point where you think that is you, But I'm hearing that you are so much more than that. Like, it's not that that being giving and caring isn't part of you. It's just, it's such a smaller part than you make it a part of yourself, and that you should never associate your identity with just what you do for other people. Like, don't base your self-worth around what you give to other people, or what or how you make others feel, because you have so much to offer just for being yourself anyways. Even if you stop giving tomorrow, I'm hearing that you're a beautiful, amazing person. Your truest self is amazing. The person you're meant to be is amazing. The person you are is amazing. And you don't need to give all of yourself in order to be worthy, is what I'm really hearing from this. Yeah, I'm just seeing this very adventurous, fun, bright, and colorful energy. And another message I'm getting, and this is for a smaller group of you, but some of you guys were really told to be, and again, like, especially with that good little girl message, you were told that you had to be very feminine, very girly, very, and you might just, like, not feel like you're quite as feminine as your family wanted you to be, or people around you wanted to be, or even society wanted you to be. And that might be another indicator that that's not your truest self. If you're feeling like you need to be more feminine than you truly feel you are, or that you might not be as feminine as you try to portray yourself to be, and that you're struggling with the fact that you're just simply not as feminine as someone else tried to make you. I'm really getting like vibes like you were molded into something that you're not, to an extent where you actually don't even realize that that's not really you. I just heard it's okay to be selfish. So some of you guys like really feel like guilty and like not okay if you're not giving to people. Like, you feel like that's a really bad thing. You have to be like overextending yourself all the time. If you put your needs first, then that's a bad thing. That makes you selfish. Maybe you've even been told you were selfish growing up for trying to put your own needs first. And Spirit's saying it's absolutely okay to put your own needs first. It's absolutely okay to just do what you want for no other reason than you're going to enjoy that. Even if that means somebody else is going to fall to the wayside, you don't always need to put them first. It's absolutely never an expectation you put somebody else first. It's never an expectation that their needs become before yours. In fact, you are such a beautiful, colorful soul that you just living your life and enjoying yourself and having fun and being playful, that's enough. You don't need to be constantly giving to other people. That's not something that you need to be doing all the time. And again, like, if you like giving and you're giving because you genuinely like enjoy it, it's something that you like to do and you don't feel depleted at the end of it, then that's okay. Like, I'm not saying don't ever give again, but definitely just really reflect and think, like, when do I give and why do I give and where did that start? And that will help you sort of get to that place of who you're actually meant to be versus who you're being just because somebody else told you to be that. Let's see, what else? Who is not pile 2's truest self? Who is not pile 2's truest self? Who is not pile 2's truest self? We got Knight of Water. Falling in love, wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, and invitation to a social event. So I heard that your truest self is not a person who needs to be in a relationship or needs to constantly be in a couple. If you're in a couple and you love and connect with that person, that is great. You're absolutely meant to be in a relationship that's loving and caring. But you don't need to be you're not meant to be the type of person who constantly needs to be in a relationship either. So this is for those of you guys who are struggling, who maybe just went through a breakup or have split with somebody, or maybe just haven't even dated yet and just feel lonely. You don't need to be in a relationship to be happy, I'm hearing that you can be very happy in your own energy. You can be very happy with yourself. You don't always need to be pursuing love, and you don't always need to be chasing it. That your truest self is happy on their own. See, that can go with friends too. You don't always have to be socializing. You don't always have to be with friends. If you're the type of person who can't spend time alone, then that person is not your truest self. You are the type, you can spend time alone and feel healed and feel happy when you are your highest self. You don't need to be constantly around people or constantly trying to make them feel happy or never alone. You can be happy in your own energy is what I'm hearing. Okay. And let's find out a little bit about who is your truest self. So who is Pile 2's truest self? We got 2 cards. We got the Magician and the World. Always major arcana cards when we come to your truest self. Your truest self is a big deal. Your truest self is able to manifest the life that they want. Your truest self doesn't feel guilty about creating a life for themselves. They don't feel guilty about walking away from that doesn't serve them. Like, if you live in a small town right now and you've got tons of family and friends that you love and feel connected to, I don't know why I said small town. If you live in any town where you are, where you feel connected with, where you feel very connected with the people around you, and you are kind of afraid to leave, even though you know that like the things that you were meant to do are elsewhere, then what I'm hearing is that your truest self is okay with going after those things. Your truest self knows that they don't have to feel guilty about leaving the people that they love behind. Like, they'll still be in your life. You can still talk to them on the phone. You can still visit them. They don't have to be in your life every day. And your truest self knows that it's okay to go after something you want. That you don't have to put their needs first. Some of you guys might actually be in situations where you're feeling guilty about leaving because maybe you have somebody in your life who you feel like needs you right now. And you're like, I can't just leave them behind. And, you know, some situations you really can't leave that person behind, like if that's your child. Maybe not your young child, not an adult child. But I'm seeing in this situation that the person we're talking about actually probably can do well on their own and might even do better on their own and might actually need that push to go after their own life and do things on their own. That's just for some of you guys, but that might be the situation. But we're definitely seeing that it's okay to take that leap in the new direction, that you don't have to always put other people first. You can put your own needs first. Yeah, definitely seeing travel. You need to, your truest self is okay with traveling. It's okay with having new experiences, okay with connecting with new people, okay with finding like-minded souls, I'm hearing. Yeah, if you're staying somewhere right now and you're afraid to leave where you are, I'm definitely hearing the person you're meant to be is a person who is okay with leaving, who's okay with exploring new things, it doesn't even have to be a permanent place, I'm hearing. It could just be like travel, just checking new things out, doing new things, taking more risks, moving somewhere new for the first time. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing the person you're meant to be is someone who's adventurous, somebody who's okay with being their truest self, somebody who just like has no apologies for the way they're living and is just having fun and having a great time. You're not meant to be a martyr, I'm hearing. Like, your truest self is actually just supposed to be this fun, loving, carefree person. And that's okay. You don't have to be a martyr. You don't have to be living your life for somebody else. And some of you guys are very kind, nurturing, empathetic people. It's not to say that you aren't. It's just to say that, like, you don't have to force yourself to be that if you feel pressured to be that when you're not inherently that person, I'm hearing. There are people out there who are meant to be sort of nurturing other people and caring for other people. I know Pile 1 got a lot of messages about nurturing and caring other people and being a light for people. But for you, I'm getting it's okay to put yourself first. It's okay to just do what you find is fun in the moment. It's okay to just go with the flow. And you don't have to be what everybody else is. Everybody's meant to be their own unique person. And if you're different than them, that's okay. Okay, I'm going to get one last final message for you, Pile number 2, on who you're meant to be. Okay, one last final message for Pile 2. One last final message for Pile 2. We have Child Magical. See the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible.
Avenger. Desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society and oneself.
And I'm going to get one last one for your final message of who you're meant to be. Oh, 2 came out.
So we got child orphan, independence based on learning to go at it alone, conquering fear of surviving. And child wounded, awakens compassion and desire to serve other people. To serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness.
So we got 3 child cards in this reading. And so that says to me that you are meant to be very connected with your inner child. You might need some inner child healing at this point in your life, or maybe in a past point if you've already healed it. But definitely you are meant to be very healed. You're meant to be feeling free of your previous wounds, of feeling like a child again, where you see the world in such a magical view, you see the world with such light in it, you see the world as such a happy place. I'm seeing that some of you guys might even be meant to travel in order to help children in some way. That might actually be your purpose, is something to do with helping children. If not, then it's just about getting back into that childlike state for yourself and reconnecting with your child and figuring out how they didn't feel like they were included or how they didn't feel like they belonged, and really going back to heal that child. I'm seeing that the things you experienced are meant to help you on your journey, and that you are meant to be a person who takes the things that they've had to experience and uses them to help people in the present moment. I heard child advocate, so for some of you guys might be meant to be a child advocate. I'm hearing you're meant to release yourself from your old life and manifest a new life, a new, more prosperous life. You're not meant to be holding on to any of the wounds of your past, or holding on to any negative energy, any anger, any resentment. You're meant to feel very free. You're meant to heal that and move on from it. I see you guys doing a lot of exploring, a lot of travel. Again, I see the map here. I even see nature here. You might explore and visit a lot of sacred places or a lot of nice places out in nature. We've even got space here. Maybe that resonates with some of you guys. Maybe you have a dream of visiting space, or just getting out of the environment that you're currently in to a place that literally feels like it's a whole other planet. You are meant to feel warm and comfortable in your new space, in your new environment. But I'm hearing that you need to get out of your current one first. Or that there is a stage in your life where you are meant to leave one thing and go after another. I'm hearing that there's a lot of fear around leaving where you are. But that ultimately this will be the best thing for you. Okay, and that's it, my lovely pile number 2s. I hope you enjoyed this message. Bye now. Hello, my lovely pile number 3s, and if you chose this Onyx bracelet, then this is your reading. Pile 3, we're going to find out today who you are meant to be. Pile 3, who are you meant to be? You got Midas Miser. Entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything into gold, delights in sharing life's riches. So you're meant to live a very wealthy, very abundant life, I'm hearing right off the bat. And you got Mentor, passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. So you're also meant to be a very wise person who helps teach others and helps them learn how to go about their path. You might just be a person who gives a lot of advice to people or just helps them with day-to-day events. Or I'm also hearing that you might even teach people about manifestation and creating a wealthy life for themselves, as well as this is something that you are meant to achieve. I also heard life coach, so some of you guys may actually make money from helping other people in some way or from passing on knowledge. See, pile 3, who are you meant to be? Pile 3, who are you meant to be? Okay, so we got Pioneer in reverse. So we're going to read the shadow attribute, compulsive need to keep moving on. So what I'm seeing with that is that you are a person who's not meant to stay in one place. I heard traveler or adventurer. You're a person who's meant to go to many places and not stay anywhere and be too stagnant for too long. We also got bully. Highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. So I know that's a funny message to come up, but I'm really going to focus on the second sentence. Helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. So you are meant to release your inner critic, I'm hearing. So if you're in a state where you feel like anxious, or you just feel like you really have like a high inner critic that constantly makes you feel bad about yourself or gets you into a place of low self-esteem often, or you just judge yourself really harshly on everything you do, you are meant to release that in this lifetime. So that might actually be like some karma that you have to release, but that is what you're meant to overcome in this lifetime. You're not meant to be a person who's constantly criticizing yourself, who's constantly putting yourself down. You are meant to overcome that in this lifetime. And we got lover, great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. So I'm hearing that you're really meant to be in that love energy a lot, and that you are meant to be like just a person who's really spreading love to everybody they meet. You might actually be a person who experiences many relationships in this lifetime, or experiences one relationship that's just particularly meaningful, possibly a partnership that you share in this lifetime that sort of experiences everything with you. But either way, even if that's not the case, even if you're single, even if you're currently dating nobody right now, you're just meant to be a person who is giving love and feeling very passionate about what they do. So if we're talking about career and building something that's going to bring you abundance, then you're meant to be very passionate about it. Like, possibly maybe involved in some kind of cause that means a lot to you, like an advocate of some sort, or possibly just in the arts and just feeling super happy, super enlightened by what you do, and it just is something that makes you feel really, really good. But whatever it is, you're going to be very passionate about in every area of your life, and you also might make a lot of really good, strong connections with people. I just heard lover, not a fighter, so there you go. You're not meant to be in a state where you're constantly arguing with people, constantly putting people down. You're meant to be like that peacekeeper, that light energy that's just kind of there and like, yeah, everything's good. Let me show you the bright side. You're meant to be that person. Okay. Let's get some tarot. Pile 3, who are you meant to be in this lifetime? Pile 3, who are you meant to be? We have the Page of Wands, so that's speaking to that passion again, that you're definitely meant to be a passionate person, and I'm hearing that you're not afraid to try new things, you're not afraid to try new projects. You might not be a person who necessarily completes those projects, but you're definitely a person who's meant to explore new things and hop from one thing to the other and just enjoy it. See this cat, like looking at this fall leaf falling and just so amazed and curious about it. I heard curious like a cat. That's who you're meant to be, is just a very curious person who sees the beauty in everything. And a lot of people will look at fall leaves as, oh my gosh, winter's coming, that's not good, or there goes my green leaves, here we go, the cold's coming. But you are the type of person who is meant to look at it and say, no, that's beautiful, I love the change that's coming, I can't wait to see how the door is going to open. I'm hearing that you're not meant to be a person who's afraid of change either. So when you see changes unfold, you're excited for them and curious about them and just intrigued by them, as opposed to being afraid of them. So let's see what else. And then we got the High Priestess in reverse. So with that card, I'm hearing that you're meant to be very connected with yourself. You're meant to know yourself a lot because you're meant to spend a lot of time alone with yourself. I'm hearing to get to know yourself internally. I'm hearing, yeah, that you're not meant to be afraid of spending time alone, that you're going to be very comfortable with yourself and who you are as a person, and just know yourself very, very well, and also be very connected with your own intuition. I'm hearing that you're meant to be a person who knows exactly what they want. And that it's okay if you end up being sort of more of a quiet person. You're not always talking all the time either. They're saying that that's completely fine because that's part of exploring yourself too. It's not always, you don't have to always feel pressured to be out there socializing or being with people. Like, you will have plenty of opportunities to do that, and you will be fine socializing and being with people, but you don't have to feel pressured to do that, is what I'm hearing. What else, pile number 3? Are you meant to be in this lifetime? Else, pile 3. Cards are going all over the place. Maybe that's what you're meant to be. You're meant to be very scattered, very much doing lots of things at once, very much, I heard dipping your toes in lots of puddles, just enjoying a little bit of everything. Maybe if you're ordering food, you're supposed to order all the food and try one thing of everything. That's just a metaphoric example, but that's how you're supposed to be in life. It's very, very much exploring all things. We also got the World here. And look at that cat again. I see the curiosity, and this reminds me of like the Bible where they have like the forbidden fruit that like you're not supposed to go after, but you're the cat, kind of like, I might want to try that forbidden fruit. I might want to see what it's all about because I need to know. I need to have that experience. With the completion, I'm hearing that in other lives, you may have felt like you experienced a lot of things, that maybe you already completed a lot of cycles and that you just kind of experienced everything. So now you're kind of like, I want to experience other things. Like, what else is out there? Now it's time to experience the things that I wouldn't have normally experienced, or the things that are outside of my comfort zone, or the things that are different that other people wouldn't necessarily want to experience. And you are absolutely meant to be that person who is curious, who is going after those things, even if it does mean trying a little bit of forbidden fruit. Yes, and also with the World card, that always says travel to me. So definitely you're meant to be traveling. Definitely you're meant to be going to more than one place. Definitely you're not meant to be stagnant for long. Absolutely. Let's see what else, pile 3. Who are you meant to be? Pile 3. Who are you meant to be? We got the Empress in reverse. So I got a similar message in pile number 2 about this, but this might apply to you as well, where you're not meant to be a person who's constantly giving to other people to the point where you're like exploiting yourself or feeling depleted or feeling like just out of touch with yourself. You're meant to be in touch with yourself. You're meant to save some of that energy for you. You're meant to be connected with yourself, and it's okay to put yourself first. You don't need to give yourself until you feel drained. You're definitely that, if that's who you feel like you are right now, is that over generous person who's giving. Spirit wants to let you know that that's not who you're meant to be. You're not meant to be doing that. I mean, it's great to be a generous and kind, loving person. It's not to say that like you have to give that up entirely and just like forget who you were. No, but like you don't have to feel like that's who you have to be. I'm hearing that for some of you guys, the reason that you're giving is because you do feel like that's who you're supposed to be. You do feel like that's who you're meant to be, and that you feel like that's who you have to be. And Spirit wants to say, no, you don't have to be that. In fact, you can be this fun-loving person who can be out exploring and enjoying yourself and being selfish for a while, and that's okay. You were never meant to come here and just deplete yourself. Give when you feel like you genuinely want to give. Give when you know it's going to help the other person. Give when you know the other person can appreciate it, but don't overgive yourself. We have the Hanged Kitty. So just like You're meant to be a person who's not afraid to explore and try new things and be out there doing things. You're also not meant to be a person who's exhausted from doing too much. You're meant to be a person who is okay with just laying around and being lazy sometimes. You're meant to be a person who's like, sure, I'll hang out. No big deal. Look at this cat, belly up, just relaxing. He's not working too hard. You're meant to be a person who's okay with that. You're meant to be a person who knows when to put the work down and just to take some time for you. You're meant to be a person who, even if they're sitting there doing absolutely nothing at all, like literally nothing, you're meant to be okay with that. You're meant to be a person who knows when to go, when not to go, when to explore, when not to explore. You're meant to allow all of these things in balance, because like I said, you've lived lifetimes like this already. You've already lived lifetimes where you've been out of balance. You've already lived lifetimes where you gave too much. You've already lived lifetimes where you overworked yourself and were the overworker. Now you're trying to get back into balance with this lifetime, and you're just trying to enjoy yourself, really. Okay. Oh. Any more cards in this deck? One more. Okay. We got the Four of Wands. Again, I see this kitty just appreciating the beauty of life again. The butterflies, the leaves, everything. And you're meant to share that appreciation with other people, as you see this kitty sharing the appreciation with that kitty. You're meant to share your gratitude and share your appreciation with others, but you're also meant to find something that makes you feel stable and safe as well. You're not meant to feel unsafe or insecure in what you're doing. Like if you're jumping from place to place and you just feel like very scared about doing it, you're not meant to feel that way. You're meant to feel safe. You're meant to feel happy. You're meant to feel secure, even though your life might not be so secure or might not seem so secure to people who are looking from the outside in. But for you, you're meant to feel safe in doing that. Let's see, what else? Pile number 3. Who are you meant to be? Pile 3, pile 3. Who are you meant to be? We have new life. Now we got a couple more cards. Flexible. These cards are perfect for what I'm seeing so far. Let's keep going. One more. All that glitters. You know what? There is exchanging gifts in reverse. And happy, happy. A lot of repeat messages here, but we're definitely seeing again that you're not meant to be afraid of just letting things go all of a sudden. If you're walking in a certain direction and it falls apart, you're not meant to be a person who sits there and dwells and gets upset and it's like, oh, why didn't this work out? This is awful. Or like is spending a whole like long period of time mourning it. You're meant to be like, it fell apart. Okay, new opportunity. Let me go after that. Let me enjoy that. A lot of people cannot do that, but I'm definitely seeing that for you. You absolutely can, and you are meant to be doing that. I'm seeing that you are meant to see through masks, see through things that are hidden, see through secrets, see through hidden agendas or anything that is being sneaky or just not right. You're meant to see the truth in situations that are hard to see the truth in. I'm seeing you're meant to know when an opportunity isn't meant for you or when a direction needs to change. You're meant to be able to take a U-turn very fast. You're meant to be able to turn right when you were previously going left and just have no doubts about it. Yep, we're going that way. You're meant to take life in like a zigzag and a swirl and all kinds of different ways and have no qualms about it. You're not meant to take a straight and narrow path. You're meant to explore. You're meant to try it all. You're meant to make mistakes too. You're meant to really make mistakes and just allow them to be the mistakes that they are. I think we sometimes when we make a mistake, like, it ends up being a more beautiful picture than what we could have possibly created if we didn't make that mistake. So you're meant to see the positives in those mistakes as well. You're meant to live a very happy, carefree life, I'm seeing here. Yeah, and you're meant to, with the flexibility card, you're meant to allow like the wind to blow in all kinds of directions, and you're just gonna allow it to take you where you want to go while still being centered in yourself, right? You're not changing for other people. You still know who you are. You still spent the time to get to know who you are, as we said. And you're very grounded in who you are. But where you end up, you're okay with that. And you're okay with exploring. And you're okay with even changing parts about yourself if that's what you decide to do, but only because you want to change those parts about yourself. Only because that will bring you more happiness and more fulfillment for you, not for other people. And with this exchanging gifts in reverse here, I'm seeing again the same message that you're meant to be a person who's not afraid to be selfish sometimes, who's not afraid to give to themselves, who really keeps their own cup very full and is okay with that, right? You give energy to other people when you feel like they need it, or when you feel like it's going to help them, or in a way that you're compassionate about it, but you're never overextending yourself and you're never overgiving yourself. You're not meant to be a person who's bending over backwards for other people. And I know that can definitely be hard in this world, especially if you're a woman and you're around other women. There are a lot of women who are constantly bending over backwards and constantly being over generous to people and constantly giving up like parts of themselves to other people. And that can be difficult to be around, especially when those women don't understand that other people don't necessarily need to be that. You might have a hard time fitting in with them too and being like, well, I just give what I need to give and then I take care of myself first. Like, I prioritize me. And that might even be a difficult thing for you, but I'm seeing that you're not meant to feel bad about that. You're not meant to be in a guilty state at all. You're just meant to live your life and enjoy it and try things out and just have fun. You're meant to be whoever you want to be, I'm hearing. Let's see, what else? So we got purpose. And bravado in reverse. So I'm hearing, some similar messages again. You're not meant to be fighting with people. You're not meant to be having arguments or constantly fighting for what you want. You're just meant to kind of be in a very happy, very blissful state, and you're not worrying about what other people are thinking or doing because you're just your own person. I'm hearing that you walk to the beat of your own drum. You're meant to be unique. You're meant to be your own person. With the purpose card, I'm hearing that you are meant to be very fulfilled and passionate about what you're doing. You are meant to follow your purpose. You are meant to find something that lights you up and makes you feel happy, and it doesn't matter if that purpose matches what other people think your purpose should be. You're meant to be doing what you want to do. Okay, let's get one final message for pile number 3. One final message. Pile 3, let's get a final message for who you're meant to be. So we got 10 of Swords in reverse. So again, yeah, you're meant to swiftly move through the endings in your life. You're not meant to dwell on them for too long. You're meant to let them go and move on. And you're meant to be okay with endings. You're really meant to be a person who's not afraid of endings. So we got the 2 of Inspiration, which is the 2 of Wands, and the Knight of Emotions.
in reverse. Interesting. So I really got opposite messages with those two cards. So that's interesting with these two, because this one normally talks about planning, whereas this one talks a little bit about impulsivity. So it's interesting. I'm seeing that you are supposed to be a person who balances both. You're supposed to be a person who knows when they need to plan something out and really think through their choices and decisions, but you're also meant to be a person who knows when to just be spontaneous and go and do something. Sometimes you're going to do something out of the blue that's just like out of nowhere, and that's going to be fine. And sometimes you're going to plan it, and that's okay too. You're meant to balance both, and you're meant to know the difference. And it's because you know yourself really, really well, I'm hearing. Let's get a couple more to finish it off. And we got the Chariot in reverse, and the Seven of Emotions in reverse. Sorry, Seven of Voices in reverse, so Seven of Swords in reverse. Yeah, so I'm seeing that you're not supposed to be a person who cares too much about what people think. You're not supposed to be a person who really cares too much about gossip or people talking behind their back or anything like that. You're not meant to be a person who cares a lot about what people think. You just kind of let what they say wave right off of you. You have no F's to give, is what I'm hearing. And you're meant to be a person who also knows when to slow down. So I'm seeing, again, a balance effect. You're meant to be a very balanced person. So you're meant to know when you need to do things really, really fast and go, but only because you're going in flow. But you're also meant to know when to slow down. And it's like, when a pause happens in your life, you're meant to be like, okay, sure, no problem. I'll enjoy this pause. I'll take a vacation. I'll lay on the ground and do nothing. No problem. I don't need to be doing much of anything. And you're just meant to be a person who's okay with all of that. So you're meant to be a person who's really okay with the things that people perceive as negative. You're meant to be a person who perceives it in a very positive light, is what I'm hearing. So a lot of people perceive change as negative. They perceive stillness as negative. They perceive gossip and people being mean to them as negative. They perceive endings as negative. But for you, I'm hearing that you're meant to see everything in a positive light. Even all those things that are challenging other people, you're meant to see them in the positive light. You're meant to see the silver lining. And you're meant to sort of always be in such a flow that it almost doesn't even bother you. You make things look easy to other people, I'm seeing. Wow, what an incredible message, pile number 3. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. That's it for today, and thank you so much for watching. Bye now.